next generation is now. A heated rivalry boils over in the main event. After months of trash talk, the Monkey God Jared Brooks and Thunder Kid III-lD1 finally come to blows.
Oh, smackbang! One punch and the Thunder Kid is back!
I want to finish Jared Brooks.
I plan on giving him a good American butt whooping.
And a former strawweight world title holder squares off against a multi-time Wushu world champion.
Renee Catalan, house on fire! Alex Silva, the supreme submission machine!
Tonight, it's one Next Gen 3.
Yourselves for the Thunder in Singapore. Broadcast to over 150 countries. Welcome to One Championship Next Gen 3. From inside the Singapore Indoor Stadium, we are set for another night of bone-rattling martial arts action. Hello everybody, I'm Michael Chavallo. It's great to be here in Singapore. I'm joined circle side by the Dragon, Mitch Jolson. Dragon, what a card for Next Gen 3. We've got the return of Peter Baust. He takes on Ruslan Emilbek Ulu. Pan Payek against Daniel Puertas. And our main event, the Thunder Kid, Lito Arawang, takes on newcomer Jared Brooks. How about this strawweight showdown? The Thunder Kid, Lito Arawang, looks to propel himself up the rankings. Can he take care of Jared Brooks tonight?
Lito Arawang is a ticking time bomb. He is patient until he explodes on you. He's got one-punch power, serious aggression on the ground. This guy is fun to watch.
Speaking of great on the ground, how about this guy? Jared Brooks, on debut here in One Championship, brings in a stellar record, and Brooks says he will run through the entire division.
Jared Brooks has the confidence and the skill set to back it up. This guy is a serious contender in the strawweight division. He is a nasty grappler with heavy ground and pound. I'm really looking forward to his debut here tonight.
Mitch, nasty is a great way to describe the two athletes in our co-main event. Aliverdi Ramazanov and Pong Suri will show down in a one Super Series Muay Thai barn burner.
Aliverdi Ramazanov has been on fire since losing his strap, and he wants to march back into title contention, and he believes he can do that here tonight against Pong Suri. Both these guys move forward, and they look to clash in the center of that circle. I really like this matchup, Michael.
Pong Suri can bring it, Aliverdi Ramazanov can bring it. Both have vowed to knock each other out. One Championship Next Gen 3 is alive. It's a happening. Let's go to our opening matchup. It's a one Super Series contest at bantamweight set for 3 rounds as Felipe Lobo takes on the steel locomotive Rodlek.
Called the most exciting fighter in one Super Series.
Rodlek's done it again. He is awesome.
Rodlek brings his lightning-quick punches and Muay Thai acumen to one's bantamweight kickboxing division.
How about Felipe Lobo turning on a show in the third and final round?
He'll face Felipe Lobo, who shocked the world with an upset win over Yod Panamron in his show-stopping debut. Can Lobo ride the momentum to another huge upset? Or does Rodlek use his thunderous strikes to conquer a whole new sport?
Representing Thailand, Rodlek!
If you've seen him fight before, you know this man brings the power in a big way. A Muay Mutt stylist, boxing heavy, but also favors the outside right leg kick. targets both legs, inside and outside, walks opponents down with heavy hands, welcomes the clinch, drills the elbows, dirty boxes, throws the knees. Rodlek is a man who can tear you apart anyhow, any way, Dragon.
Yeah, with wins over Liam Harrison and Kulab Dam, you can pretty much expect the very best in Muay Thai coming from Rodlek. It's really these hand combinations. The way that he is able to split your guard, come through, and then just keep the pace coming. He just puts himself in front of you and then just starts to unload. There he is putting down Andrew Miller with that right hand. Rodlek is a really big problem to deal with because of his pressure, and he just never lets up. From bell to bell, he jumps on you, he's smashing you in the face with his hands, and then he starts beating on your legs so you can't really go anywhere. He's just a lot of fun, and I believe with the right opponent, you can expect to see match of the year coming out of Rodlek.
Representing Brazil, Felipe Demolition Lobo.
Felipe Lobo of Brazil, now based out of Phuket, Thailand, brings in a record of 20 wins, 7 losses, 1-0 in one Super Series, but that one was something special. It was a shock win over Yodpanamrung on his one debut, and now Lobo's ready to mix it up with one of the circle's most dangerous men, the Steel Locomotive.
Yeah, Yodpanamrung is a multi-time world champion in Thailand, and Lobo brought Muay Thai to him. Really put together all sorts of weapons. Look at this. The way that he's faking, countering, catching, and throwing was really beautiful Muay Thai. His game has come a long way since coming to Thailand and really starting putting his skill set together. What I like about Felipe Lobo so much is that he uses his athletic skills, but he doesn't rely on them. He's very fast, he's very strong, and he's got great reaction time, but he's got a really good skill set to really round out his entire just sort of credentials and abilities. Because of his boxing combined with those fast kicks, he's really able to do anything he wants inside the circle. And he needs to prevent Rodlek from controlling the center. He needs to make sure that he uses his footwork to create those angles, but also keep the pace on Rodlek. Try to beat Rodlek at his own game, and that's what we saw him do against Yodpanamrung. Felipe Lobo is a very well-rounded striker. He's an absolute workhorse with a giant gas tank. He wants to push forward. He wants to basically control Rodlek at his own game. So this is a very interesting matchup.
In the circle, Felipe Lobo. Here's how they stack up in this bantamweight kickboxing contest. It's Brazil versus Thailand. The Brazilian Lobo, the taller by 7 centimeters. Our Kickboxing Global rule set for this one, 3 by 3 minute rounds, 10-point must system, 3 judges circle side. Here's Dom Lau.
And now, this match is 3 rounds of 3 minutes in a 1 bantamweight kickboxing contest. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he stands at 168 centimeters tall, holding a Muay Thai and kickboxing record of 129 wins and 42 losses. Training out of PK Senchai Muay Thai Gym, representing Thailand. Stepping into action is Rodlek. And introducing his opponent out of the red corner, he stands at 175 centimeters tall, holding a Muay Thai and kickboxing record of 20 wins and 6 losses. Training out of Revolution Muay Thai Phuket, representing Brazil. Get ready for Felipe Demolition Man, Lobo. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Justin Brown.
Athlete center. Gentlemen, you both know the rules. This is kickboxing bout. Remember, no elbows of any kind. Do not catch the kick. Let's watch the low blows. Touch gloves if you want. Back up.
Two athletes with very similar stories. Both rose from abject poverty to now become amongst the top martial artists in the world. Felipe Lobo from the favelas of Sao Paulo, where he grew up. He became a promising soccer player
Round one.
before pursuing a new dream in martial arts, in Muay Thai. And here he is against the steel locomotive. We'll try and get on the inside, perhaps. Lobo work the clinch and the elbows that he loves. And you know that Rodlek wants to work those hands. Big gloves here, kickboxing contest, not Muay Thai. So I should correct myself, Lobo cannot work the elbows. He can get on the inside, work the body and work the knees momentarily and then get out. Outside leg kick, but check there from Rodlek. Just testing the waters here, Lobo.
Yeah, you can see how Lobo's just kind of throwing one shot at a time, going to the body, going to the legs, going to the head, really mixing up his targets well. The style of Rodlek really, lends itself well to kickboxing. He doesn't have a lot of big clinching style. He likes to just push forward, throw the hands, and also the leg kicks. So this is an interesting matchup. You can see how Felipe is trying to keep him at the edge of the punches. Rodlek's got to try to close that distance.
Snappy jab from Lobo. No follow-through right hand, though. Single shots at the moment, as Mitch mentioned. Both men just seeing what each other has to offer. The corner is asking Lobo for various techniques, and he is responding. They just want to see if there's a chink in the armor of Rodlek, something they can expose, something that Rodlek perhaps hasn't honed. Rodlek probing with the lead hand. Haven't really seen any kicks so far from the steel locomotive in the black. Checks the low kick.
I was talking to Rodlek earlier this week, and he says that he expects Felipe Lobo to be playing a big counter-striking game. He expected him to go second, and he's not. He's going first. You can see the feints coming from Lobo. He's trying to start with the jab, the long-range weapons. I like that strategy. Keep Rodlek away from him. Do not allow him to close that distance. This first round is going to tell you a lot. What's available and also what reactions they have to the feints.
Now the catch and counter is legal under Muay Thai rules. This one is under kickboxing rules, so it is illegal. Therefore, a caution from referee Justin Brown. Light on the lead leg here is Lobo. A little more heavy set as he loads up the punches is Rodlek.
Jab first, jab.
There you hear the corner saying, set it up with a jab. Jab to inside leg kick, good combination. Double jab to inside leg kick, high on the femoral profunda. Body shot to head. The hook was nice off the lead hand from Rodlek.
You can see Rodlek's really light on the lead leg to fire out that push kick and also just to sort of ride the low kicks of Felipe Lobo.
Don't catch, let's go.
I'd like to see Lobo start putting together more combinations rather than just one or two shots.
Again, Lobo should not be petitioning the referee to caution his opponent. Just got to keep going as he drops down to the waist with that looping left hand. Final seconds of the opening round, we go to the towels. Now, folks, 3 judges are circle side, scoring on a 10-point must system. So if you're scoring at home, give the winner of the round 10 points. The less dominant fighter gets 9 points.
I like the way Lobo's going to the body with that lead left hook. He's also setting up a couple other shots. I wouldn't mind seeing him mix in the combinations, start putting together, more multi-shot combos. Rodlek's got to control a little bit. He's got to turn things up. He can't allow, to sit at the edge of Lobo's punches and sort of take them and then try to counter. He's got to push forward and kind of do what Rodlek's known for, that aggressive style, those heavy punches. But I think he's having a hard time with the reach of Lobo.
You don't have to brawl with him.
You don't have to brawl with him, say the coaches of Felipe Lobo. It's one Super Series, the gathering of the finest strikers in the world, all under one Super Series banner. And unofficially, I will give the first round to Lobo 10-9.
Guys, no
Let us know
holding
your
kick, all right? Let's
scores
keep it clean.
on social media.
Round 2, let's go.
at One Championship. Good check there from Lobo. Checking with the top of the shin, which is the area when you check a kick there can damage the opponent's leg. Many an opponent has broken their kicking leg from connecting with the top of the shin.
I like the feints of Lobo. He'll throw the low kick, and then he'll kind of feint it, and then he'll go up top with the hands. It really creates a lot of openings for him. He's a very smart fighter. He utilizes feints and movement well. This is what I would expect from Rodlek. Rodlek really needs to push forward and control that center. He might have given away the first round in the beginning, so it's really important for him to get this back immediately. And this is what he needs to do. He needs to make this a little bit ugly, because we're seeing Lobo's very relaxed at the edge of these punches and staying in his range. He's trying those long-range kicks, those leaping side kicks, just to kind of keep him away. But I do like the way he's digging to that body with that left hook.
You can sense that Rodlek is upping the tempo here in the second. Not by much though, not enough. Sticky jab. There's a combination. Gonna move into the knee though, Rodlek, and may rue the missed opportunity. Jab, nicely done. Look for the uppercut elbow and pulled back on it there, did Lobo, realizing no elbows under Muay Thai rules. Good self-control there from the Brazilian. You see the corner calls for the jab and he responds. Everything they are asking Felipe to do, he is performing. And he's sitting behind the jab to throw up the round kicks. Counter right hand there from Rodlek.
See, that's what Rodlek needs to do. He needs to step in. You can see how he's taking the kick on the arm and then coming forward with the right hand. He needs to do more of that. He needs to crowd Felipe Lobo, especially if he doesn't have those other weapons, you know, like the clinch, like the elbows. You know, he's got to try to make this thing dirty. Back hit Felipe Lobo up, because right now he's getting picked apart.
Don't hold, let's go.
The corner did say to Lobo between rounds, you don't need to get into a brawl with him, but Rodlek needs to get into a brawl with Lobo.
I think so. I really do. Nothing's really landing clean. Lobo's doing a good job of keeping the distance. He likes that side kick. That's like the third time that he's thrown that thing.
It's a classic kickboxing technique, the side kick. The old Don Wilson specialty, the old Rick Rufus specialty. Combination there from Rodlek.
That leg kick is landing though. He's attacked the rear leg that time. I like the leg kicks. Oh, he got touched up with that left hook there by Lobo.
Last warning, let's go.
It is a difficult adjustment to make, going from Muay Thai to kickboxing with catching and countering the kicking leg, and Rodlek is
both of you, last warning, let's go. Action.
A culprit of it there.
Kick in the middle, kick in the middle.
Corner calling for middle kicks. Rodlek just hits the back of the leg around that sciatic, cracks the front thigh to end the round. But in my opinion, not enough from the Steel Locomotive. 2 in the books. I have it for Felipe Lobo. Unofficial scorecard.
I gotta agree with your unofficial scorecard there. We're seeing these jumping, flying knee just barely miss the chin of Rodlek. Lobo's doing a good job of playing it safe. You know, he's touching him, he's scoring, he's keeping him away. But those leg kicks of Rodlek are really starting to connect, and kind of maybe they're slowing down Lobo a little bit. You know, this is a very important round. Rodlek needs a knockdown, I think, here in this third and final, or he needs a knockout. I expect Felipe, just because I think he understands the danger of his opponent and the power that Rodlek possesses, so he's just doing just enough.
Walk here. Kick his back leg. Remember his back leg.
Nice instruction there from the corner of Lobo, saying when he punches long, kick his back leg. Don't forget about the back leg. All too often we see most people go to the front leg. Naturally, it's the closest target. And, you know, closest target, closest weapon. Use the weapon as the leg kick, go for the lead leg. But don't ever forget about that back leg.
It's very Dutch style to attack that back leg.
Step across, use a nice cutout angle and drop the shin onto the back leg. Justin Brown.
Yellow card for the catch.
Again with the catch.
So more catch cautioning here from Justin Brown, and I believe it's yellow card time.
Last warning, all right? No catching of the kick, you understand?
No,
okay,
one more warning for Rodlek.
Right.
Well, both men have had their fair shares of warnings. Now, Rodlek needs to turn this into a scrap because time is ticking against him. Unofficially, we've got a 2018 to Felipe Lobo. Rodlek's got to start firing the heavy salvos. Got to really pull the pin on the grenade here. And we know he can do it, Dragon. We've seen the Steel Locomotive do it before.
Yeah, but Felipe Lobo's doing really well, especially with the kicks. I like those 4 kicks that he opened up the round with, switching stances, throwing things. Lobo is a very talented striker.
The precision way he threads that lead hand like through the eye of a needle, through the eye of the guard of
Last
Rodley.
warning, you understand? Let's
There's
go,
a
guys.
last
Clean it
warning
up.
for
Ready?
Lobo.
Turn around. Let's go.
Now, there's a beautiful combination. Lands the turning right hook. This is really important, folks, for both men. If they get another caution, it'll be a yellow card. And that may influence the judges' circle size. Neither man can afford to catch the other's leg. Jab 2 to a clinch. And once again, when you're making the transition from Muay Thai to kickboxing, and these two guys are stars in the Muay Thai world, it's a difficult transition to make because in Muay Thai you can always catch that leg and counter. Often you can hold on to the leg and chop at the opponent's support leg several times, but you can't do it in kickboxing. Overhand right to a left round kick there from Rodley. The tracks are still wide open.
Don't call it. Let's go.
Can he put the fuel in the furnace, the steel locomotive?
Yeah, there's just a little bit more accuracy coming from Lobo. Lobo's gonna have to make a big mistake here, and Rodlek's gonna have to try to capitalize on it. But right now, Lobo's fighting a very strategic fight against a very dangerous opponent. He's trying to
he caught the leg.
Let's go.
Well, Justin Brown let him get away with it. That was very and again. Did it again. Not this time. It's going to be a yellow card.
Blue.
This could hurt Lobo on the scorecards. He did it once there. Referee Justin Brown.
Wasn't it Rodlek that
I thought Lobo caught the leg. Rodley caught it. I did see. Okay, so I'm pretty sure there was one that Justin didn't see that Lobo did. Rodlek did the second one. He gets the yellow card. This is bad, Mitch, because already we have Rodlek losing the first 2 rounds on our scorecards. And this was probably his best round so far.
Yeah, I think it went like they each did one. They each kind of caught, and then they let it go, and then Rodlek got the last one in there on that 3-catch sort of combo there.
So Rodlek is going to knock him down. He's got to unload here. He's got to pull the pin. Nice jab. And still Lobo landing.
Beautiful combinations there. Lobo's just finding a little bit more accuracy with his shots. He's just splitting the guard a little bit more, landing with the body kicks. Rodlek's in there, though, getting touched up, not getting beat up by any means, but he is getting out-touched.
Oh, the uppercut! Almost shaved the beard off. That was beautiful from Lobo. Is he on his way to 2 upsets in a row against 2 Thai opponents? Another uppercut and another one from the Brazilian. Lobo, a house on fire in the dying stages of this match. Wonderful performance from Felipe Lobo. I give it to him 10-9 final round, 30-27 on my unofficial scorecard for Felipe Lobo.
Yeah, that was a fun little match right there. Felipe Lobo looking sharp against another Thai legend. Here he is, beautiful jab. Again, he's just a little bit faster. He was just 1 step ahead of the chess game here against Rodlek. Moving forward, landing the kicks. That one grazing the whiskers there of Rodlek. He utilized that right kick well. The jab was on point, going to the body. He really mixed up his targets well. Never threw the same thing over and over again, and always kept Rodlek guessing. Fun match.
He's going to get the victory here, no doubt. And who would have guessed that Felipe Lobo, in his 2 fights in 1 Super Series, has taken out Yotpanamrung and is about to get announced as the winner, no doubt, against Rodlek. Just amazing performance. The yellow card in the final round hurt Rodlek. It was his best round. Let's go to Dom Lau to make it all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of battle, we turn now to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have scored this contest in favor of your winner by unanimous decision from the red corner, Felipe Lobo.
It is something of a rarity for a Western fighter to have back-to-back victories on his record against 2 Thais, let alone 2 such highly rated Thais as Yotpanamrung and Rodlick, the steel locomotive. Here now is the Dragon with our winner.
Felipe Lobo, what a show. Now that is two huge names that you've managed to defeat. Do you think you deserve a spot in the top 5?
Yeah, of course. I have been training very hard for this fight with my team, Revolution Gym. My coach, very good training, very good camp, and Rodlick is legend. He's very good fighter, top fighter, and yeah, I did the work.
Yes, you did. You did great work out there tonight. So, obrigado, Felipe Lobo. Thank you very much.
Obrigado, thank you.
One happy athlete, Felipe Lobo. Big win tonight over Rodlick. Folks, stick around because coming up next, a lightweight matchup. The return of Peter Baust as he takes on Ruslan Imabek-Ulu. You're watching Next Gen 3.
Tonight, dangerous Dutch finisher Peter Baust goes to war against Ruslan Imabek-Ulu. The Dutch warrior arrived and won with a commendable record under his belt. Eager to showcase his dangerous striking and submission power, Baust looked for a spectacular finish against his first opponent, Kota Shimoishi.
Big flying knee, but comes back with a left and right. Shimoishi, good response. And he's down looking for the takedown again, but they're back up on their feet. A right hand from Baust, and things are turning around. 3 knees to the head. The referee steps in, and that is quite a comeback victory from the Dutchman, who climbs to the top of the circle and takes the plaudits of this crowd here in Thailand.
Peter Baust's successful arrival in the circle made him one to watch in the lightweight division. The Dutch striker continues his quest for World Championship glory as he faces Ruslan Imabek-Ulu. This is our journey. All of the people and the smiles, the late night preparation, the sweat, the tears. This is the match of our lives. This is our world. This is our stage.
Welcome to the most exciting global martial arts event, World Championship!
We are one.
Welcome back to Singapore. You're watching One Championship Next Gen 3. Plenty more martial arts action coming your way on December 3. We kick off the winter season with a sizzling card. It's One Winter Warriors. A knockout artist of the highest order. There's the right hand, smack bang! Here's the combinations, here's the aggression. Set for 5 rounds of action in a kickboxing showdown. The chance to fight the champion, Angela Lee, at the end. It's pure boxing. It's one super series and it's awesome. Whatever it takes! Whatever it takes! Whatever it takes! December 3rd cannot come fast enough. Can't wait to see Murtaza versus Ursel for the One Lightweight Kickboxing World Championship. And of course, the Atomweight World Grand Prix final. Ritu versus Stab. And that heavyweight showdown between Kang Ji-won and Buchecha. Folks, coming up next, a mixed martial arts contest at lightweight as the Archangel Peter Baust takes on Ruslan Imabek-Ulu.
2 lightweight warriors with reputations for huge finishes vie for a ranking in a red-hot division. Ruslan Imabek-Ulu came to One Championship with 12 straight wins. Making his lightweight debut, Ulu is aching to prove just how dangerous he is in the circle. But with kickboxing prowess and a cutthroat ground game, Peter Bausch's long limbs are a major problem for any opponent.
Peter Bausch can change the course of a match in an instant.
Ulu and Baust go to war to rise the lightweight ladder.
Representing Kyrgyzstan, Ruslan Snow Leopard Emilbek Ulu.
Ruslan Emilbek Ulu steps into the lightweight division, steps up to the lightweight division after testing the waters at featherweight for his debut in the circle. He could make a huge first impression and start knocking on the door of the top 5 by beating a guy tonight whose only defeat on the global stage was to Timofey Nastukin. It's great to see the Snow Leopard at lightweight dragon.
Yeah, Ruslan is a very talented mixed martial artist. He's extremely well-rounded. He's got wins by KO, submission, and he's also proven he can go the distance by going the full time, and he has some decision wins. He's 12-3 currently, and in this matchup, it's gonna be important for him to really dictate the pace, to not allow Peter Bausch to keep this match where he wants, and that's pretty much at his range. Bausch has a very long range, so it's gonna be important for Ruslan to close that distance and really apply a lot of pressure to Bausch, make him uncomfortable, like Timofey did earlier. And he also likes to see him mix in the takedowns.
And folks, visit one.shop now and enjoy 30% off everything in our Black Friday sale, only till stocks last.
We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. You know I'm a beast.
Representing the Netherlands, Peter the Archangel Bausch.
It's great to see the Archangel come towards the circle. Just outside the lightweight elite, thanks to 3 straight impressive wins over Shimoishi, Folayang, and Caruso when he came to one, including 2 of those on short notice. He was 1 win away from a world title shot after his 8-fight win streak was snapped by Timofey Nastukin, and he's building back towards another crack at the crown. Peter Bausch.
Peter Bausch is a smooth Dutch-style striker who works with some of the very best in his pretty much area out there in the Netherlands. You can see that against Edward Folayang, his movement, his counter-striking. If he gets you hurt, he's gonna jump all over you. Bausch is a high-level striker, and it comes from almost 100 matches in Muay Thai and kickboxing. He's also got a really strong record in judo. He's good off his back. He can really threaten with those submissions. And because of his training partner is Reiner de Ritter, so you think he's going to be pretty good at that jiu-jitsu game, working that. Like you said, Michael, Nasty snapped an 8-fight win streak, and Bausch was really cruising his way to a title shot, and he needs to get that momentum back. He learned a lot from his bout against Nasty and really his ability to control a fight. He needs to dictate where this match takes place, and he needs to apply pressure. That's going to be interesting because both these guys want to apply pressure, so I'm expecting these two to meet in the center of the circle and throw down. He says he's going to find a finish in 3 rounds.
Here's how they stack up in what should be an awesome contest between 2 lightweights who want to knock on the door of the top 5. Bausch, as always, the height advantage. Tonight, it's 10 centimeters for the Dutchman. 15 minutes overall, the bout is charged. Knees to the head of a grounded opponent are, of course, legal. Here's Dom Lau.
And now, this next match is 3 rounds of 5 minutes in a 1 lightweight mixed martial arts contest. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he stands at 180 centimeters tall, holding a mixed martial arts record of 12 wins and 3 losses. Training out of Akbar's team, representing Kyrgyzstan, Kyrgyzstan. Stepping into action is Ruslan, the Snow Leopard, Ulu. And introducing his opponent out of the red corner. He stands at 190 centimeters tall, holding a mixed martial arts record of 17 wins and 5 losses. Training out of Combat Brothers, representing the Netherlands. Introducing Peter, the Archangel Bust. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Mohammed Sulaiman.
All right, to the center, please. You both understand the rules. Let's keep this clean, keep it active. Obey my instructions at all time. Touch gloves if you want. Back to your corner.
Boust is just massive for a lightweight. Here we have a clash between two finishers who want to break into the top 5. As the Dragon said, Boust saying he will finish Ulu. No doubt about it.
Ready? Let's go!
Both bound out of their corner. Wild right hand early from Ulu. Boust looking for that Dutch Muay Thai kickboxing technique. Takedown attempt from Ulu. Posts up on the right arm, does Boust, prevents it, but not the second attempt.
Yeah, with that body lock, it's really hard to stop an athlete, especially if they have the 2 underhooks. So that's what immediately Emilbek Ulu went to. He got those tight body lock and he dragged him to the ground. Now he's in side control here. Good job by Boust to get that leg in, work his way back into half guard. Now he needs to try to get up off his back. He needs to take that right arm, dig that underhook, turn onto his left side, and start working his way up. Emilbek might give him a little bit of space here to drop a little bit of the ground and pound. You can see him framing with the shoulder, trying to do a little shoulder bump. But if he's going to want to do more ground and pound, he's going to have to try to posture up. And that's going to create a little bit of space. And that's where I expect Boust to create movement.
As we said earlier, Boust training alongside 2-division world champion Renia Derrida.
You can see the bottom game of Boust is very active. He's trying to shove that right arm down to possibly look for a triangle. Good job by Emilbek to keep that balance, to keep his hips nice and controlled in center. You can see how Boust has a butterfly hook on his left side, how his leg is on the inside. He's going to try to use that to elevate, create that space. Emilbek is really tight on top. He's creating a lot of pressure with his shoulders, trying to step over the guard, create that movement. You can see how Boust is throwing down his left arm, looking for a possible triangle, but Emilbek has got a good smothering top game.
It was an early takedown from Emilbek Ulu that enabled this position for the Kyrgyzstan fighter. What does Boust do off his back here, Dragon?
He's trying to control that arm. See how he's trying to shove that arm down? But it's not really going to do a lot because he can't really threaten with a triangle because his leg is trapped on the inside of his legs. Boust might be just trying to create a little bit of movement here, a little bit of space, but also what he's doing by framing that hand is he's stopping the ground and pound coming.
Lightweight division amongst the most heated in all of one championship. Okray Yun, the champion, Christian Lee, Timofey Nastukin, Eddie Alvarez, Dargi Aslanaliev. Lots of big names. And these two would love to be in that top 5 amongst the elite.
Boust trying to get his back up against that wall, trying to work his way up, but a nice little spin off to the side there by Boust. Now you can see the handcuff that Emilbek Ulu has right there. He's got that left hand trapped behind the arm. Boust was able to get it free. Now he's going to a gable grip up top, looking for a possible sweep here, but he can't really sweep him that way. See, he's trying to, because of that hook and the gable grip that he's got, he could sweep him to his right, but the wall is in the way, so there's not a lot of place for Emilbek Ulu to go. Boust needs to maybe put his feet on the hips, push him away, work his way back up. He doesn't want to let this first 5 get away from him like this.
Boust has got those big bobsleds for feet, the Dutchman. Towering 190 centimeters at lightweight. Foot on hips here, tries to push him off, create some space. But Emilbek Ulu staying glued to him, Dragon.
Yeah, you see the way Emilbek Ulu grabbed the hand? So Baus tried to post with his right hand to work his way up the wall, but Miiw-480p grabbed his hand, sucked it away, turned him off of the wall, and kept his back flat on the mat. Very smart wall wrestling coming from Miiw-480p right now. Baus has got to create a little bit more urgency here. He has to try to create these scrambles, try to create these movements, but now he might be giving up his back. Yup. Look at that, he tried to turn. A lot of top pressure coming from Ruslan right now as he threatens the rear naked choke. Baus should be okay here. He's used to having RDR on his back, so you know his back control defense is pretty solid.
What can Miiw-480p do with the back of Peter Baus? 40 seconds remaining. First round of 3 of this lightweight contest. All part of one championship, NEXTGEN 3.
Interesting. See how Baus has the left arm trapped under his arm, and then also he reached across with his left hand to grab the right hand of Miiw-480p. Tricky defense coming from Baus, but Baus has got to move. He's got to try to turn in. He could turn here, possibly get away. It's a nasty, fast face crank, though. See how his jaw is turning like that? That's a lot of pressure on his jaw.
Final seconds to survive this for Peter Baus. The crank on from Miiw-480p. And Baus is going to see the siren here. He does. We move into the second round. It will start from the standing position, which Peter will enjoy. He certainly didn't enjoy his time on the floor with Miiw-480p.
Wow, that was an impressive round from Ruslan Miiw-480p. It all started with this. He got that body lock, went after the trip. See how he chained those trips together? Took you to the left, took you to the right, got you where you wanted. Dominant top game coming from Ruslan. And then he got that neck crank. This is a great way to finish the round. Really just put a stamp on that first 5 minutes to say, hey, I was in control so far. So if the match is stopped right now, it's mine.
Best is als we nu naar de grond gaan. Ja. Rust hartstikke goed. Even ademhalen.
Second round, set for 3. What would they be telling Peter Baus in his corner between rounds, Dragon?
Good. Don't go to the ground anymore. Stay on your feet.
Simple, okay. And what about Ulu? Do what you'll do.
Do exactly what you did that first time. Get that body lock, drag him to the mat, and put a beating on him. Baus needs to start moving, because inside that clinch, Ruslan is strong, especially when he gets that body lock.
Let's see if Baus can loop those legs upstairs, maybe a high knee to the jaw, curl it around the side of the ear of Ulu. Miiw-480p, who began training in martial arts after 11th grade, trained in a traditional Kyrgyz martial art that blends wrestling and kickboxing techniques called kulatu. Chance to show some of those kickboxing techniques right now. We saw some of the wrestling in the opening round. Left hook there from Miiw-480p.
Miiw-480p's having a hard time with these feints. He's really kind of reacting overzealously to these feints thrown by Baus, because I think he was trying to get that. He's deep into a double leg right here. Baus has got to use that overhook he's got on the left side to try to pry him up and not allow Miiw-480p to drop down. His hands might be locked together, so expect them to start looking for some reaps to try to take him to the left and right. Good job by Baus to utilize the overhook on the left side to keep him up and then dig his right arm underneath for an underhook to now be more of a neutral position. Miiw-480p's got long arms though, so he's able to still keep that lock. Good separation by Baus.
Southpaw stance on Baus, switches to orthodox now. Can we see some of that Dutch kickboxing come into play from the towering lightweight as he just sticks out the right hand? It stayed on its feet a lot longer than it did in the first round.
Baus is fast, man. He's a giant lightweight, and he's incredibly quick, too. You see how fast that overhand right came?
And that jab just threads it through the guard of Miiw-480p. Not seeing as many high kicks as he throws one, as I say it, from Peter Baus, but not as many as we usually see from Peter.
Yeah, I think he's trying to limit maybe the kicks just because he doesn't want Miiw-480p to really close that distance quick or catch one. The head kick's a good idea just to keep Miiw-480p honest.
Left hook from Miiw-480p, no follow through though. There's a hook to a right hand from the Kyrgyz fighter. Left hand gets out of the way of the counter leftist Peter Baust. The Archangel wants a place in the top 5 after having his streak broken. Much better here in the second for Peter. Has he found his stride in the striking now? Can he maintain it? Can he stay vertical and not go horizontal? 2-5 remaining.
Well, he's doing a good job of getting out of the way of these one shots thrown by Emil Bekulu, but he needs to answer back. He needs to get out of the way, avoid that strike with the lean back, and then counter. That's what he's really good at. I think he could be setting something up with that, because we've seen that in the past from him.
It looks like Peter's finally found his distance in the second round, Dragon.
Yeah, he's found his distance, but it's all defensively. It's not really coming back with a lot of offense. And he's got 90 seconds to really start to put it together. I like the use of the jab. I really like to see him start putting that jab together.
He's got those almost Inspector Gadget telescopic arms on him, does Peter Baust. The way he snakes that jab in. And you're right, Dragon, I'd like to see a lot more come or start from the jab of Peter. Outside leg there from Emil Bekulu. Glove up high, protecting the right side of the face from Baust's left hand. Checks the low kick, does Baust.
1 minute left in the second
I think you're right. I think Baust has figured out the distance of the range of Emil Bekulu, but he hasn't really done anything with it yet. I think he's still waiting for that moment, still waiting for that shot. It'd be a good idea for Emil Bekulu to really try to shoot for a takedown here.
Why has he not gone for the takedown attempts as he did so many times in the opening round early?
He only did it once.
In the opening round?
Yeah. He's got the one takedown, kept him there.
Yeah, okay, you got me there. So why aren't we seeing more takedown attempts here?
I think he tried early, and Baust was able to defend quite easily, and so maybe that drained a little bit of the energy of him, and now he's just trying to regroup. I really don't know. We're not seeing a lot of shots from him. He's not shooting singles. He's not shooting doubles. He likes the clinch. His best takedowns come from that body lock when he starts looking for those trips.
So again, it might be the range and the distance of Peter Baust that's made the difference here in the second round. Side kick there from Baust. Final 10 seconds. Don't forget, folks, we are scoring as an overall contest, not as individual rounds. With 10 minutes down and 5 minutes to go from inside the Singapore Indoor Stadium.
Interesting second round. I think Baust figured out the distance and the rhythm, but he didn't really decide to do anything with it offensively. I'd really like to see him step it up here, utilize the leg kick, start punishing him with those leg kicks, maybe go to the body.
Helemaal niks. Zometeen, hij gaat weer jou proberen te schieten. Hij gaat je weer proberen vasthouden. Dus op die afstand wil ik dat je blijft. En een tikkeltje meer volume en hij is weg. Zijn vertrouwen is nu helemaal weg. Blijf in die controle. Dat was echt
just a little bit of damage, a slight hematoma on the right side of the nose of Peter Baust. Gets a little ice down between rounds. Third and final. Good opening 5 minutes for Emil Bekulu. Good second 5 minute period from Peter Baust. Managed to keep the fight on its feet. Can he do so again for the final 5 minutes? Leg check early and returns the leg kick. Jab from Emil Bekulu, no follow through though. Baust testing upstairs, then goes downstairs, good level change. Goes to the inside thigh of Emil Bekulu.
Yeah, just like we spoke about during the break, now he's starting to add in the kicks. Now he's starting to look to touch him up from distance. He's got it looks like he has a decent reach advantage, and I'd really like to see him start utilizing it with those leg kicks. Especially if Emil Bekulu is just going to stand in front of him, because the punches, Emil Bekulu is defending quite well, but this is what he did in the first. Let's see if he gets it here in the second. Nice takedown. See, once he gets those hands locked, he really has good control, and that's important for Emil Bekulu. And again, Baust is trying to go after that hand, trying to maybe shove it to the other side or look, because now he's got the opportunity for a triangle, because now his left leg is outside of the leg of Emil Bekulu. So now if he can shove that arm down, there's a possible triangle for him there.
Go improve your position.
So Mohammed, referee saying to improve the position. The legs are creeping up here on Peter Baust.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to take that leg, shove it down, look for a triangle. but Emil Bekulu has to keep his right arm on top of that leg. Do not let that leg come over that shoulder, because that's where the triangle is going to come from.
Head to head, third and final round. 1 foot on hips here from Baust. What is Peter hoping for here, Dragon?
You can see he's still got the hand. But what that does, that limits the ground and pound. You can't really, unload with your left hand when a triangle is being threatened like that. Now he transitions to the tricep right there, looking for a little bit better control.
How impressive on the judges do you think is this ground control from Oulu at the moment?
I think it's going to prove, it's going to score. I think what it's going to be, and especially him advancing now into half guard. If he works his way into side control and can get past both the legs of Baust, that's going to be ground control. You have to advance your position. It's not really scored in the eyes of the judges as anything more than aggression. If you're on top just punching, you have to work your way up the chain and get into a more dominant position. Because right now, he's being aggressive, he's attacking, but Baust has got a very good guard. So Emil Bekulu needs to answer this guard. He needs to take that left leg and shove it down so that he can get past. Otherwise, it's just aggression. Now he's trying to elevate the hips. You can see what Baust is doing, getting his legs on the inside of the hips and creating that space, creating that movement. Baust needs to sense some urgency here. He's got 120 seconds to get out of this. He does not want to end like this. Good job by Emil Bekulu to transition, possibly to the back, had one hook. Good job by Baust to almost get back up.
Knee to the hamstring area there from Emil Bekulu. 145 remains. Wrenching takedown from Emil Bekulu. Has the back. Baust back on his feet. Can he wrench him down again?
Yeah, Emil Bekulu's hard to deal with once he gets those hands locked. Baust needs to lean on some of that judo. He's got a lot of judo experience, and that's what he did right there. He dug those underhooks, utilized the overhook to keep Oulu up top, and also to keep his grip separated, because once Emil Bekulu gets those hands wrapped, you going for a ride.
1 minute 15 remains now. Can Baust keep it standing? Can he work some of the Dutch Muay Thai and kickboxing? Glances over to his corner, does Peter. Muay Thai clinch now.
But it's hard to get the space. See how Emil Bekulu's trying to press him in. Good job by Baust to try to circle off the wall and throw the knee. That was important. Good space created by Baust.
Does the turn of tide happen for Baust now? Back to that striking range he enjoys. The outside leg kick. Emil Bekulu's breathing a little heavy.
Yeah, that was a lot of energy he expended trying to keep him down and then get him back down. Great job by Baust.
Like to see Baust with those long legs of his crack the quads of Emil Bekulu a little more. Baust takes a jab. Peter comes forward, picks up a punt kick. High kick, tries to take his head off.
Baust utilizing that classic Dutch-style kickboxing. Kick the leg a couple of times, get him thinking about the leg kick, and then go up top with the head kick.
The old Peter Ertz specialty from the K1 days. Emil Bekulu blowing up a storm. Got a hook and a right hand, another stiff one. Hunts for a final takedown. High knee there from Baust. High kick from the Dutchman. And we are going to the judges. Both men pump their fists in the air. Folks, let us know your thoughts on social media at One Championship. Who wins between the Archangel and Ruslan Emil Bekulu?
Emil Bekulu had his moments in this matchup. Peter Baust was able to figure out the distance on the feet, but didn't quite do enough with it. Here's that takedown. Look at this. He runs him back against the wall, gets the hands locked, and this is where it's so hard to stop, especially when your hands aren't in the right position. He had his hands up high. Emil Bekulu was able to drive him to the ground, and then to get on top in that half guard position and showcase aggression. He was scoring a lot. The striking superiority may have went to Peter Baust on the feet, showcasing good head movement. I like those leg kicks there in the end, but it might have been too little too late, because the total match is judged as in its entirety, Michael, and that's important to understand, that Emil Bekulu was aggressive in all those different areas.
Baust got to show off some of that Muay Thai in the final round. He does have over 100 Muay Thai bouts in his background before he switched focus to mixed martial arts. And let's go to Dom Lau now to find out our winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of battle, we turn now to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have called this contest in favor of your winner by unanimous decision from the blue corner, Ruslan Imilbek-Ulu.
Terrific sportsmanship there. And Ruslan Imilbek-Ulu, who had a stellar opening round, opening 5 minutes, seals the deal in Singapore tonight. As we go backstage at the Singapore Indoor Stadium, and the man is set to cause a storm. The Thunder Kid, Lito Adewang, preparing for his main event against Jared Brooks. That's still to come. You're watching Next Gen 3. Kalani, nowhere to go! Nowhere to go! It's good night, Irene!
He was just eating too many of those shots.
Fires out the front kick, and again he sees a spinning hook kick coming. And a show of honor. Here comes Rodtak! 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 It's a meltdown! Look at that. That is what one championship is all about. Honor, integrity, respect, the martial arts code, the Bushido spirit. 2 world champions who gave it their all. Look at the sportsmanship. Look at the martial arts code of honor, the respect. But Christian Lee just beat down his idol. And look at the moments of honor. Gonsalves can't believe it.
There it is. This is what mixed martial arts is all about.
Nicky Holtzkin said he wanted Wayne Parr. He got Wayne Parr, and he knocked out Wayne Parr. Integrity, the honor, the respect between these 2 phenomenal martial artists. Listen to that ovation. They know something special when they see it here in Singapore. We are going down to the judges. This is razor close. This is harder to pick than a broken nose. I don't know what to say about this one, Mitch. And look at the sportsmanship. Look at this moment of honor. Welcome to mixed martial arts, Brenton Folger.
Mastermind and his game plan, like he said, he did very well against Demetrius Johnson.
Look at the respect there between 2 tremendous martial artists. Welcome back to One Championship Next Gen 3, coming at you from the Singapore Indoor Stadium. Folks, the new year kicks off on January 14 with an epic main event. Roman Kriklia versus the Butcher Murat Agun for the one light heavyweight kickboxing world championship. But coming up next, a flyweight kickboxing showdown you do not want to miss. It's Pompea against Daniel Puertas. Oh, there's the big roundhouse kick. He can do it Muay Thai rules. He can do it kickboxing rules.
7-time Muay Thai world champion, 3-time Thai Fighter of the Year, Panpayak is a human highlight reel of striking. He'll square off against world-class kickboxer Daniel Puertas, hungry to make a statement with his one debut. Bombs will be dropped, with both super speed flyweights eager for a finish.
Representing Spain, Daniel Puertas.
The 28-year-old Spaniard, Daniel Puertas, makes his way to the one circle. This man gives Thai elites some very serious problems. A Dutch-style kickboxer likes to walk forward with his chin down, attacks with big punches, low kicks and knees. Very talented, very dangerous. And this guy knows how to punish opponents. He just keeps coming forward like a juggernaut, Daniel Puertas, Dragon?
You said it, Michael. He comes forward, he walks you down with bad intentions, throwing hands, chewing up your legs. I've seen this guy stop a lot of people with low kicks, and that's exactly what he needs to do in this match here tonight. He needs to jump on Payak. He does not want to keep at that distance. Payak is a master of keeping range, keeping you in his kicking distance, and then punishing you for trying to come forward. So, Daniel Puertas needs to make things dirty. He has to put those hands together, eat up that leg like he's done in the past. I've seen him stop a lot of people with the leg kicks. He's got nasty leg kicks, and he goes to it often. Payak has a beautiful technical style, which we're about to see in a minute. But this guy, Puertas, he's fun, and I think he's the reason why he gives Thai opponents such problems is because of his style and the pressure that he applies.
Well, he does have a 65% knockout ratio, very high. That's almost 2/3 of his opponents get laid out by Daniel Puertas. And folks, visit one.shop now and enjoy 30% off everything in our Black Friday sale, only till stocks last.
Representing Thailand, the Angel Warrior,
Payak is a Muay Thai star, but he returns to kickboxing tonight to resume his quest for the one world title. In Muay Thai, he's known as a Muay Famur. That's an athlete who has increased his striking upward to transition to kickboxing rules. That's an athlete who is beautiful to watch with delicate technique and just, you know, superb all round. And that really is Payak. As it says here, Dragon, poetry in motion.
His technical skill is really high. Here he is against Kudo, looking spectacular. Look at this Spartan kick. Just keeping him away, keeping him at distance, utilizing the push kicks, the long-range jabs out of that southpaw style. Payak is really hard to get a read on because he has so many skills at his disposal. And it really comes down to what kind of game is Payak going to play. He does not want to allow, Puertas to rush him. He needs to check the low kicks because Puertas has got a nasty low kick. He tries to kick their legs like he's trying to shake bananas from the trees. So he has to make sure that he checks them and utilize those long-range kicks to keep him away. But this is now his sort of entrance into kickboxing, and I like Payak here in kickboxing, and I think his style is going to transition really well to this sport.
Raised in poverty in a tiny rented one-room apartment with his family. His mum would come home from work at a plastics factory. She earned only $9 a day. And here he is, one of the all-time greats of Muay Thai now. A 7-time world champion. Sports Writer of Thailand, Fighter of the Year, the most prestigious award you can win in Thailand. This guy's the only one to win it 3 times. Payak back in kickboxing for a flyweight contest against Daniel Puertas. Payak has all the experience here over the Spaniard. This one under our kickboxing global rule set, scored on a 10-point plus system. Let's go to Dom Lau to meet our fighters.
And now, this next match is 3 rounds of 3 minutes in a 1 flyweight kickboxing contest. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he is a 2-time ISKA kickboxing world champion, standing at 172 centimeters tall, holding a kickboxing record of 31 wins and 7 losses. Training out of Ultimate Fight School, representing Spain. Please welcome Daniel Puertas. And introducing his opponent out of the red corner, he is a 7-time Muay Thai world champion, standing at 172 centimeters tall, holding a Muay Thai and kickboxing record of 246 wins and 41 losses. Training out of Jitwanon Gym, representing Thailand, introducing the Angel Warrior, Panpayak. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Justin Brown.
Athlete, center, please. All right, gentlemen, you both know the rules. This is a kickboxing match. Remember, no elbows of any kind. Do not hold the kick, all right? Touch gloves if you want. Touch gloves, back up.
Justin Brown, the final instructions inside the massive Singapore Indoor Stadium. We hope you're enjoying all the One Championship action. Make sure you join us across all your social media platforms at One Championship. Daniel Puertas, 31 wins.
Let's go.
Panpayak, 246. Panpayak in the pink and white. Thailand versus Spain. Good leg kick early on from Panpayak. Everything this man does is exquisite to watch.
How many Muay Thai fights has Panpayak had, Michael?
Fights? Oh, you're looking at about 291?
Man, and this is his second kickboxing fight, so I'm really interested to see if he can stop all those tendencies that, you know, Muay Thai athletes have, like catching, clinching, and really utilize these kickboxing rule sets to the most of his ability.
Let's go.
Accidental groin strike there, but he's okay. Puertas, front kick from Panpayak. Puertas tries to catch him with a turning left hook. Good front kick again. Panpayak uses that lead leg like you do a jab. It's a rangefinder, and it also inflicts damage on his opponents. And he throws Puertas down with a straight left. That was beautiful.
4,
Puertas
5,
taking his time.
6,
riding the count
7,
here. He's up by the
walk
count
to
of
me,
6. Justin Brown wipes off the gloves, but the cobwebs are still there on Puertas.
Man, I was just gonna say, how does Panpayak deal with the pressure of Puertas? And he deals with it with a straight left hand right down the middle that hits him on the button and sits him on his keister. Beautifully timed left hand.
Panpayak hasn't raised a sweat, and already he's gotten one knockdown in this round. Checks the low kick, goes high, looking for the headache maker.
Puertas needs to change things up. He needs to keep that chin protected, move his head, stay off the center line, and start to do some more damage here to Panpayak, because Panpayak looks relaxed, composed, and ready to unload.
I've got to see that knockdown again, Dragon. It was the most lackadaisical, the most casual knockdown you'll ever see.
It's like he's throwing a frisbee, just puts it out there, boom, and hits you on your chin. Look at that, beautiful fake with the push kick. I love how he does that. He hits you with the push kick, lifts the leg up, and then fires the jab out. And then everything is set up off of that.
It wasn't even a boom, though. It was like, here's my left glove, down you go. There's a count. It was just easy. And that's Panpayak. Everything he does is just delightful to watch. Inside leg kick to a front kick there. He's on the outside, it doesn't matter. Look how he peppers the jab and now circles back to center circle. The footwork, the head movement, the front kicks again from Panpayak.
He's got over 290 fights, and he's only 25 years old, so he really hasn't even reached that peak yet of where, you know, we start to develop and mature as men. You know, he's still young.
As we said, the highest honor you can get is the Thailand Sports Writers Fighter of the Year award in Thailand. No one has ever won it 3 times except for Panpayak.
And the first time he won that was in 2013, Mike. How old was he when he won that? That's ridiculous. He must have been like 18.
Clinch here, no clinch and knees allowed. Justin Brown breaks them. 10-8 opening round for the 7-time world champion in Muay Thai, Panpayak.
Let's get the truck to show you what you want. Look at this, Puertas coming forward, rushes in, and then right down the middle. Set it up beautifully. Look at this, look how he takes the step back, centers his back foot. See the way he turned that left foot to dig that extra power in? That came from the bottom all the way up to the top, reverberated out of his left hand, and ended up on the chin of Daniel Puertas.
Look at Panpayak. Do you think he's even been in one round of the fight? No sweat, no damage.
He's sweating as much as I am up here in the commentary booth. And I got sweat dripping down because I'm so excited about this fight.
He's just sitting there as relaxed as he can be, having a look around, listening to his trainers, taking a drink of water. All business, and it's easy business so far. against a man, and I'm telling you, Puertas is no pushover. This guy has given a lot of ties a lot of problems. His Dutch-style kickboxing just not working for him at the moment.
Two-time ISKA champion, and Pampak's making it look like easy work.
10-8 opening round, that's unofficial, but there was that knockdown in the first round, so 10-8 for Pampak. Now, I don't understand Spanish, but I'm pretty sure they're saying now's the time to go. Now, time to go. Puertas has got to put the foot down, bite down on the mouth guard and go for it.
But he's got to be careful when he approaches, especially rushing in like that. He tasted Pampak's touch before, and he's got to be very careful when he approaches because he throws with such just intensity that he might leave himself exposed, especially down that center lane, because Puertas is known for those hooks.
Those teeps of Pampak again just drills the ball, the foot into the midsection. It's good to keep the range, but it also hurts. It's someone digging the balls of the feet into your midsection like that, it hurts. Body shot there from Puertas. Oh, look at that, the left hand lead, that being the rear hand of the southpaw. The speed that he comes down the center.
But a good thing though is Puertas, see how curled he is? See how tight his defense is? He's got a nice defensive posture. His chin's not up in the air, he's not exposed, so he can ride a lot of these punches, but Pampak just has that type of accuracy where he can find the holes in your defense.
Puertas is a quick fighter, he's fast, but Pampak is making him look slow dragon.
And it's these feints. You don't really know what's coming because he's setting things up. He'll throw the jab, then he'll throw the feint, so you think the jab is coming, and then you get hit with a push kick. Then when you get hit with a push kick, he'll feint the push kick, and then watch, he'll lift his leg up, and then he'll throw the jab. Oop, it was a push kick again.
Jabs now from Pampak, circles off to his right. Southpaw versus orthodox. High check there from Pampak, cracks into the ribcage.
And then he'll load up and just tattoo you with a round kick.
Break, step back, break.
No clincher knees allowed. Good refereeing here from Justin Brown. 50 seconds to go. Another solid round for Pampak. Loaded up on the right hand there. Puertas went to the waistline with the left. Just cannot find a clean road to the jaw of Pampak.
But it was a better round from Daniel Puertas.
It has been.
Seen him be very aggressive. He's still pushing forward. He hasn't changed his game plan. He's not, changing things up because he's scared of the power. He told me that he will walk Pampak down regardless of the situation and put a beating on him, and he's doing his very best to do so.
Good range there from Pampak. Got out of the way of the right hand, counted back, shakes it off now, throws out the jab. Go, 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 corner saying. Now.
Break, step back clean, let go.
Well, it's going to take a big final round from Daniel Puertas. But you feel we're in for a tremendously entertaining final 3 minutes. Mitch, your score in the second round?
Yeah, again, I think it's no different than yours. 10-9, Pampak. I'll get off the fence on this one, and I will give you a score because it's pretty clear. But Puertas is showcasing, he's starting to go downhill, right? You're starting to see that snowball start to build. You can see the redness develop on his face, and Pampak looks, again.
Is his nose possibly broken here, Puertas?
Maybe, you definitely see some swelling, but I think that's just from the accuracy and sort of just, Pampak touching him over and over again in that same spot. So this is, Puertas needs to throw caution to the wind, put down the hammer, and start moving because this is going to be his last 3 minutes.
Folks, how do you score it? Let us know at One Championship across all your social media platforms. Unofficially, Dragon and I have it 2017 in favor of Pampak, meaning the only way we believe Puertas can win is to knock out a 7-time World Muay Thai champion. Stranger things have happened in the sport of kickboxing. Could it happen here for Puertas? Far from done, the Spaniard. On the outside, Pampak.
Go home, let's go.
Gotta watch not to catch that kicking leg. It's been very clean match so far, and again, Pampak does it.
I've warned you, let's go.
2 warnings. Does not want a yellow card to get some of his purse deducted from him. Good cutting side kick. What extension on that. He's got these telescopic arms and legs, Pompeiiac. Look at that left-hand lead. He likes throwing that rear punch that crosses a lead hand.
You can see him amping up things a little bit, going forward a little bit more, but he's having a hard time with the pressure. Puertas just keeps walking him down, but he does a good job of circling off the wall so he's not trapped there ever. He kind of uses the circle wall just to sort of bounce off of and kind of create movement.
Little uppercut on the inside there from Puertas. Didn't have the mustard behind it, though. Back against the circle momentarily, Pompeiiac.
But it's really hard to trap him there. You know, that's one thing that the circle sort of changes, especially this being Puertas' first time in there. You can't cut corners the same way. Puertas likes to corner people, trap them in the corner, and then beat on them. And as you start to move, he cuts off the angle. Here, you can't do that. And Pompeiiac now fully understands the dimensions of the circle, and he's utilizing them to his benefit. Watch, he'll start to circle now. Yep, he'll start to move. He's never in the same spot. He won't allow Puertas to trap him.
Most of my understanding of Spanish language comes from watching Real Madrid games, and I believe the corner is simply telling Puertas, you've got to go, and go hard and go now, with 1 minute remaining.
Look how hard these feints are to deal with. You never know what's coming. You can see the reaction that Puertas has given him. Beautifully, look at that, the way he just slips under that. He rolls to his right really well when Puertas tries to throw those big hooks, but Puertas is a gamer, man.
He went for the overhand right, the cranium cracker, didn't connect, may give him hope though. Inside thigh kick from Puertas, and the body shot from the Spaniard.
That landed, he needs to do more of that, keep going. When instead of throwing the big hook that, you know, Pompeiiac seems to be some kind of fortune teller, and the way that he's sliding under it, now he's starting to go to the body. So instead of throwing the big left hook, now he's going dig into the body, and that's actually connected for him.
I tell you what, folks, is Daniel Puertas going to steal around from Pompeiiac?
This is a closer round. He's starting to do it with these changes of tactics.
Nice right hand there from Puertas, catches the kick on the forearms. I thought it was a good round by the Spaniard. I'll give the last round to Puertas. It'll be 29-27 on my unofficial scorecard. Dragon, you giving Puertas the last round?
Nah, I don't think so. He definitely showcased some better, you know, shots, and basically his shot selection was better. But I think that, you know, Pompeiiac still was able to do a little bit more. He was able to hard to be hit. You know, those body shots, you know, I don't think they did a lot to really do any damage to Pompeiiac, and it was just a really entertaining matchup.
Let's go to Dom Lau and find out our winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of battle, we turn now to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have called this contest in favor of your winner by unanimous decision from the red corner, Pompeiiac.
It's just the casualness of Pompeiiac. They announced his name as the winner. He's like, yep, thank you guys, I'm here all week. Pays respect to his opponent, Puertas. This is a man who can, in kickboxing and Muay Thai, really shake up the entire One Super Series Dragon. And here's with Pompeiiac.
Pompeiiac, wow, what an exciting matchup. You dropped him there in the first round. Did you think that was it? Were you surprised that he was able to get back up?
ค่ะคุณพันพยัคฆ์วันนี้ทำได้ยอดเยี่ยมมากๆเลยนะคะโดยเฉพาะยกแรกอะค่ะเกือบน็อกคู่ต่อสู้ได้เลยตอนนั้นรู้สึกแปลกใจไหมคะที่เขายังลุกขึ้นมาได้ต่อ
แปลกใจครับมันเป็นการฟิตซ้อมครับหมัดจากเทรนเนอร์บางสุบินครับช่วยเทรนหมัดมาเพิ่มเติมในไฟล์นี้ครับ
Well, I was really surprised because I thought I got him ready with my punches because I worked so hard on my punch for this fight.
With your teammate Rod Tang holding the Muay Thai belt, will you be focusing more on kickboxing from now on?
ก็ตอนนี้นะคะคุณรถถังเนี่ยเขาได้แชมป์ตอนมวยไทยอยู่เนาะไม่ทราบว่าคุณพันพยัคฆ์เนี่ยจะไปทางคิกบ็อกซิ่งต่อไหมคะคือจะเอาแชมป์ทางด้านนี้ไหมคะ
ผมก็หวังไว้ทั้งสองครับเพราะผมอยากเก็บลักกิ้ง แรงกิ้งของผมที่ผมเคยเป็นอันดับ1มวยไทยแล้วก็คิกบ็อกซิ่งอันดับ2อะไรแบบนี้ครับผมกำลังตามล่าในสิ่งที่ผมเคยเป็นอยู่คืนครับ
Well, I'm looking for both world title champion from both kickboxing and Muay Thai because I want to be the best in both sports as I was #1 in Muay Thai before and the second in kickboxing. So I also want that in this one championship as well.
All right, well, I can't wait to see you back inside the circle because you are always fun to call. So thank you very much, Kapkun Kap Panpayak.
He is a phenomenon. Pampayak getting a big win over Puertas tonight. Speaking of big, our main event just around the corner. And this man is going to be in it. Jared Brooks of the USA makes his one championship debut as he takes on the Thunder Kid, Lito Adawa. And after months of trash talking, it culminates in this.
Napunuhan na rin kasi nag-comment siya after he beat me, he'll cut my hair.
It was just a little jab. If I win, then you have to cut your mullet.
Lahat na lang yung champion natin sinasama niya.
Isn't anything like I'm trying to be this super villain or anything like that. It's like I'm just confident that I can beat him.
Insulto sa akin na ina-underestimate ni Jared Brooks, ang champion. Minamanliit niya ako.
To be this confident, it's just me. Every time that I fight, it's just something that comes out of me. You can call it the monkey god, you can call it an alter ego, but that's just me, period.
And here comes the thunder, here comes the lightning.
We got a lot of lions here that eat monkeys for breakfast.
Ah! He's not a lion.
As one championship celebrates its 10th anniversary, we are looking back at some of the biggest moments of the decade.
Three rounds, 5 minutes each. Oh, good start from Bucci. Oh, but he gets caught and it's finished.
It's got its own gravitational pull. Charges after Galani early. Looking for a takedown and trying to put hands. Oh, Galani catches him!
Again, the spinning back fist, looking to finish, and he does!
Very successful one, unbeaten in his 3 contests. Oh, and a big right hand means that he's going to go on.
Juan Juanel is coming off a nasty heel hook submission. Oh, he got him!
The big kibosh! Juan Juanel, the hammer fist striker!
Man is really focused on his footwork and his stand-up boxing.
Good hands from him.
Oh, and Jimmy Yabo comes out of nowhere.
Giant said he did more sparring in training in this camp than ever before. Oh! How he knocks out the Cambodian, this place will go bananas. Oh, there's the left. Oh! He does that, listen!
And as she did that, she let her guard get past.
Oh, a heavy hand! Ev's got to be careful not to drop his gloves too low. Oh, Ev taking in trouble, it's good night, Irene! Welcome back to Singapore, where one championship NEXTGEN 3 is truly alive and happening. And coming up next, it's a mixed martial arts contest at strawweight set for 3 rounds of action. As former world champion Alex Silva takes on Rene Catalan.
A high-stakes rematch, 8 years in the making. Former 1 strawweight world champion Alex Silva comes face-to-face with decorated wushu master Rene Catalan.
Ground and pound, and good night, Irene!
Silva made his career as one of the most dangerous submission artists in one championship.
Oh, he got the tap!
Beautifully done from the former world champion.
While Catalan's proved his striking is a problem for any opponent.
Catalan unloading. It's over.
Two veterans of the circle collide one more time to shake up the strawweight division.
Representing the Philippines, Rene, the Challenger, Catalan!
Rene Catalan knows that time is running out on his long career. And he wants to jab into the winner's circle. And he wants to do so against the former world champion, Alex Silva. After losing to Silva, and Silva also beating Ruel and Robin Catalan, it's a family feud now between these two.
Yeah, Catalan wants to get some revenge back, and he needs to do it through the ground and pound. Silva, you know he's gonna try to get that takedown, so Catalan needs to punish him for trying to attempt to get him to the ground. He is got a very strong wrestling game that's really improved over the years. We've watched the Catalan fighting systems really develop a strong ground game because of their wrestling coach out there in Manila, Philippines. They spent a lot of time working on their wrestling, and they believe they have an answer to the takedown game of Alex Silva, because it's very important that Rene Catalan does not tangle on the ground with Alex Silva. If he does hit the ground, he needs to start throwing those hands, because he's got a very strong top game. He needs to maintain that top game and also look to punch, because his keys to victory, that takedown defense is crucial. But Silva is known to engage in a firefight, so he needs to try to frustrate Silva on the feet, utilize the jab, utilize the leg kicks, try to get Silva to get emotional in there and want to bang with him. That's going to be very important, but the takedown defense is going to be paramount, Michael.
And folks, visit One Stop Shop now and enjoy 30% off everything in our Black Friday sale, only till stocks last.
Representing Brazil, Alex Little Rock Silva.
The former one strawweight world champion, one of the leading submission artists in the entire organization. This man has fought against all odds inside the circle and outside of it. Since he was born, really born 2 months premature, grew up as a frail kid, and finds himself at the very top of the martial arts world, Dragon.
Yeah, 16 times he's been inside the One Championship circle with performances like these. The way that he is able to wrap up submissions is truly a thing of beauty. If you leave a limb exposed, Alex Silva is gonna try to take it home with him. He lives out here in Singapore. He trains out here at Evolve Mixed Martial Arts. Alex Silva is a legitimate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion. He is used to submitting people in all fashions. But what's so impressive about Alex Silva is the way that he attempts it, and the way that he attacks submission after submission, and that's why we get to see so many varieties of submissions from Alex Silva.
Mitch, you've rolled with Alex many times at Evolve MMA. What's that experience like?
It's really hard to deal with because you know what's coming. You know what he wants, and he just gets it anyway. And the way that he gets them is he takes you down, he passes your guard, he gets on top, and then he waits for you to make a mistake. People start to panic when he gets into a dominant position, or even in guard, and he will snatch a limb if you give him the opportunity. He's a very effective submission fighter, but in this matchup, he needs to be careful on the feet. Catalan has power and can put him out, so he's got to keep his wits about him, his guard high, and press the action.
It's going to be BJJ versus Wushu. Submission artist versus striker in this strawweight battle, where the elder is Rene Catalan by 3 years. our global rule set for this one. The bout will be judged in its 15-minute entirety and not round by round. Here's Dom Lau.
And now, this next match is 3 rounds of 5 minutes in a 1 strawweight mixed martial arts contest. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he stands at 157 centimeters tall, holding a wushu record of 41 wins and only 1 loss. Training out of Catalan fighting system, representing the Philippines. Please welcome Rene, the challenger, Catalan. And introducing his opponent out of the red corner, he is a former 1 strawweight world champion, standing at 162 centimeters tall, training out of Evolve MMA, representing Brazil. Introducing Alex Little Rock Silva. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Mohammed Sulaiman.
All right, athlete, to the center, please. Okay, you both understand the rules. Let's keep this clean, keep it active. Obey my instructions at all times. Touch glove if you want, back to your corners.
This is a crossroads fight. Defeat may mean the end of one of these veterans' world title aspirations. From inside the Singapore Indoor Stadium, high stakes. A rematch from all the way back in April 2013. It happens now. Southpaw stance on both men. Good outside leg kick early from the Filipino Catalan. And a jab too from Catalan.
Stop! Time! No, is it okay? Yeah, but this is, you have to watch it, okay? Okay, listen, next time continue fighting until I say stop, okay?
Catalan's got to be careful with that. You can't call your own timeout.
That's right.
You got to make sure the referee is the one that does that.
Watch, ready, move back.
And Mohammed Sulaiman said as much too. Let's go. The Filipino. We recommence here. Some good early hands though from Rene. He's in the more colourful trunks. The all black on Little Rock. Not where Rene wanted to be this early, Dragon.
Yeah, he left that lead leg out there a little too long. Silva reached down, snatched it with a single leg takedown. Now he's going to work past the guard. Good job by Catalan. You can see Silva kind of rolled into it past the guard, but Catalan was able to roll with him now. You can see Catalan's trying to crank him to his left side, but Silva's got a really good base. It's going to be really hard to do this. As Silva settles into the position, he easily steps over and grapevines the legs. Now he's got both the legs trapped, triangled there. He's just gonna slowly and methodically work his way past the guard. He tries that little side step again to switch the base, and he's able to almost pass. Catalan's gotta try to keep his left leg in between the body of Alex Silva, so Alex Silva is not able to get past the legs. This is the first battle that Catalan's going to have to overcome since he lost the first one, actually. This is the second one.
This is what you were talking about before, Dragon, how Alex knows what he wants and he methodically goes after it until he gets it.
Yeah, he's got a very step-by-step approach, right? It's almost textbook. You can basically write an instructional off of it. He's going to take his right leg now. He might try to use it to put a frame onto Catalan's leg and use it to jump past. Nope, he just chooses to glide past it. And now he's going to put the knee on belly, look to slide into mount. Catalan's got to be careful. He's possibly giving up an arm triangle here. See how Silva's trying to drive his head underneath the arm of Catalan on the right side?
Yes, Alex, that's good.
If he goes over into mount, but I think he's just going to try to sit there. Alex Silva has a very classical Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game. Pass your guard, get into side control, get into mount, take an arm bar, or if you turn, he's going to try to take a choke. But Catalan's doing a decent job here. See how Alex Silva took his left arm and kind of framed it on the hip? That's because Catalan's going to try to put his left leg in between the body to maintain that position. Now it looks like Silva is trying to turn the clock into north-south position, take a little page out of Buchecha's book, and go for a north-south choke.
Half a round down, it's all Alex Silva in control and dominant at the moment. Catalan surviving with one of the great submission artists on top of him. Knee to the top of the head, perfectly legal. You can knee the head of a grounded opponent. Oh, how about that? Dragon, did you expect that?
Good job by Rene Catalan to get a huge bridge, reverse the position, and put Silva on his back. Now he's got to be very careful because Silva's got a very active guard. He's got good sweeps from this position. You can see him trying to take that side. He might try to sweep him and pull him over because he's got the underhook on the leg right there. He might be able to sweep him if he can control that post that Catalan's going to do, but I think he's setting up an arm bar.
The legs went up momentarily. He was hunting after an arm. Here he goes again, Alex Silva. But I don't think he expected that little turn of events from Rene Catalan. Quite explosive from the Filipino.
He's got to hide his right arm because there's Alex Silva attacking it.
It's it. Alex Silva's done it again. Another armbar in the history books for the former world champion. And he makes it look so easy. A brave effort, Dragon, nonetheless.
One mistake.
42-year-old Rene Catalan. One mistake.
One mistake is all it takes, Michael. You leave your limb exposed a minute centimeter, and Alex Silva is going to take it home. That wasn't even really set up correctly. Normally you take both hands on the arm and extend the hips. He trapped that arm under his armpit, extended the hips without even Rene Catalan really know what was going on.
Who taps you out quicker, Alex Silva or Shinya Aoki?
Alex Silva's nicer to me. He's nice to me, man.
I know you'll be training with him in Evolve on Monday, so I know you're going to say nice things
he's going to
about Alex. Here it is again, Dragon.
This is beautiful. Look at this. Rene thought he was in the right position, but see, look at that. He traps the arm under the arm. Doesn't even need to go 2-on-1 with it. That's typically how you get that position. You thread the legs over the head, you trap the arm, you extend the hips. Now with Alex Silva, he's that dangerous.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Mr. Mohammed Sulaiman, has called a stop to this contest at the 3 minutes and 35 seconds in the first round. For your winner, by way of armbar, Alex Silva!
Is he back on the hunt for the gold that was once around his waist? Little Rock Alex Silva, what tremendous respect between those two veterans. 42-year-old Catalan, 39-year-old Silva, and look at that, a timeless picture. The respect from Catalan for Silva. Silva is so respected by everyone at Evolve. You talk to Zhang Jinnan, you talk to Ritu Folgat, and they are gushing in their praise of the man they call Coach, Alex Silva. Here's the Dragon now with Little Rock.
Alex Silva, that's back-to-back wins, and I know you weren't quite as pleased the last time we spoke, but that's got to have you grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah, man. First of all, I'm very blessed and grateful to be one more time here, talk to you, and inside this, where's the place I love the most. Yeah, very happy.
Yeah, you looked spectacular on the ground. Were you surprised by Rene's ability to bridge out of that north-south position?
Yeah, I was predicted that submission, but the time when I decide to throw one knee, I off my balance a little bit, and then he used the momentum and flipped me over. It's a good job, but able to finish on my back.
Well, a happy Little Rock is a dangerous Little Rock. We look forward to your return. Thank you very much, Alex Silva.
Thanks, brother.
He is the definition of the humble warrior, Alex Little Rock Silva. Looking forward to a big 2022. Folks, don't go anywhere because coming up after the break, it's going to be Aliverdi Ramazanov and Pong Siri. You're watching One Championship Next Gen 3.
Former one bantamweight kickboxing world champion Aliverdi Ramazanov returns to Muay Thai as he takes on two-time Lumpini Muay Thai world champion Pong Siri. The Russian phenom took on current one featherweight Muay Thai world champion Pedmorkat and put on the performance of a lifetime.
Inside thigh kick from the Russian. And a nice sweeping leg kick from Ramazanov will give him an early confidence boost, Mitch. Gets out of the way of the right hand, jab his way in. There's a Highland roundhouse. Ramazanov turns him around, tries to go the punches. There's one to the midsection and a front kick. Back fist didn't work from Ramazanov. Good evasion, and this is electric early on. Spinning back fist to a straight right hand from Ramazanov. Ramazanov has been a house on fire. Here come the gloves again, those 4-ounce gloves.
Oh,
right from the Russian.
Nice job by Ramazanov. But Petchmorakot is tenacious, consistently coming forward. But he's walking into a lot of shots by Ramazanov.
Oh! Back elbow!
Aliverdi Ramazanov's impressive victory over the Thai veteran proved his striking supremacy. The Russian superstar aims to get back to winning ways as he takes on Pong Siri in a Muay Thai clash.
Welcome back to Singapore. It's an awesome Friday night outside. It's an even better Friday night inside the Singapore Indoor Stadium for One Championship Next Gen 3. We're coming up next. It's a One Super Series match that promises fireworks as Aliverdi Ramazanov takes on Pong Siri. Oh, the big come on! Smack bang! Smack bang! Smack bang!
The former One Bantamweight Kickboxing World Champion, Aliverdi Ramazanov, returns to Muay Thai to climb the mountain and taste gold one more time.
Я выхожу как не чемпион, а как боец лиги, который хочет добиться титула.
His journey starts with the dangerous striker Pong Siri, coming off one of the most exciting fights in One Super Series history.
Oh, crossing elbow, smack bang on the jaw, another elbow drop, stomach planting.
The Thai star wants to ride that momentum all the way to the top.
ครับผมก็เป้าหมายผมก็ทุกคนก็ต้องการแชมป์ครับแชมป์อยู่แล้วครับแต่เราก็ต้องแบบไต่อันดับไปครับผม
У меня одно только намерение. Я хочу доказать, что я лучше в этой весовой категории.
ก็ทำให้คู่ชกเราแบบหมดแรงครับแล้วก็ให้เจ็บตัวให้มากที่สุดครับก็เราจะเดินไปชิดตัวให้เร็วครับผม
Либо победа, либо ничего.
Yeah, come on! Representing Thailand, Pong Siri!
Thailand's Pong Siri, 61 wins, only 6 losses, and this man has some power. Big KO power in the hands. This is one of the most aggressive Thai athletes on the planet, Dragon.
Yeah, this guy is really exciting. His match against Sean Clancy was a contender for Fight of the Year. These guys basically locked themselves into a phone booth, didn't take a step backwards, and just punched them in the face for basically 3 rounds. In those little gloves, Pong Siri really has found his stride inside the bantamweight division, and he used to compete at featherweight. He challenged Petchmorakot for the belt in his debut, but now he's really starting to find his stride. He's got that tough, aggressive, walk-forward style. I will take one just to be able to give one. He's a really heavy puncher, but he says that he wants to utilize a little bit more technique because he believes he's found some holes inside Aliverdi Ramazanov's game that he can exploit. He does want to walk Aliverdi down, and he does not want to allow Aliverdi to throw those long-range strikes, and he wants to really put things together in combinations. That's what he's looking to do, because he knows that he can break Ramazanov if he closes that distance and keeps the punches coming. And he needs to find that rhythm very early, because it's really hard to get a read on Ramazanov.
And folks, visit One Stop Shop now and enjoy 30% off everything in our Black Friday sale, only till stocks last. Ponseri, 154 wins in his career, looking for number 155 tonight. Oh, I'm excited for this one. And we're about to see Ramazanov.
Yeah, representing Russia, III-lD, baby face killer, Ramazanov.
III-lD Ramazanov. They call him the baby face killer, 50% knockout ratio. When this man starts loading up, the inaugural One Kickboxing World Champion, there really is no stopping him. He can come at you from all angles, Dragon.
Yeah, and that's what he did not do in his match against Capitan. He's just a beautiful long-range striker who is extremely accurate. Look at the way he puts these things together. The way that he combines feints with constant movement, hits you while he's moving. The lateral, just sort of footwork that he's able to utilize, it's really impressive. Ramazanov is one of my favorite strikers because of his height and the way that he is able to utilize those long-range weapons to his advantage is really effective striking. Not only can he go forward and walk people down, but he can also go backward and cut angles. He's a multi-directional fighter, which makes him really hard to deal with. His key to victory here tonight is going to be to use that reach advantage. He's got a lot of height on Ponseri, and he needs to use it. Expect him to throw a lot of feints. Look for basically the head movement, the leg lifts, the feints, the movement to really set up his shots and to look for big, big punches and kicks.
It's always interesting to see how a fighter comes back for a loss. How will it be for Ramazanov? Inside the Singapore Indoor Stadium for this bantamweight Muay Thai contest here at NEXTGEN 3. Ramazanov and Ponseri. Ramazanov the taller by 11 centimeters. 3 judges scoring this one circle side. For our introductions, let's go to Dom Lau.
And now, this next match is 3 rounds of 3 minutes in a 1 bantamweight Muay Thai contest. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he is a 2-time Lumtini Muay Thai world champion, standing at 169 centimeters tall, holding a Muay Thai record of 154 wins and 34 losses. Training out of PK Senchai Muay Thai Gym, representing Thailand. Stepping into action is City. And introducing his opponent out of the red corner, he is the former 1 bantamweight kickboxing world champion, standing at 180 centimeters tall, holding a Muay Thai and kickboxing record of 61 wins and 6 losses. Training out of Venom Training Camp, Thailand, representing Russia. Get ready for III-lD, babyface killer, Ramazanov. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Olivier Coste.
All right, watch out for the headbutt, back of the head and spine. Fight fair, fight clean. Touch glove if you want. Back your corner.
Former ONE kickboxing world champion III-lD Ramazanov towers over Pongsareev by 11 centimeters. As always, III-lD will try to keep Pongsareev at the end of his reach.
Just time.
It's a powerful reach too.
Ready?
From III-lD Ramazanov. Long legs, long arms, and he throws them. There's the long front kick early on off the back leg. Both men in orthodox stance.
It'll be interesting to see how both these guys start. Pongsareev is typically a slow starter, while Ramazanov usually comes out of the gates firing. You can see Pongsareev trying to walk him down, trying to slow down that movement. And this is what we've seen Pongsareev do in the past. He's just kind of a slow starter. He takes that first round just to kind of warm up and read his opponent. Ramazanov doesn't start the same way. It's going to be important for Ramazanov to come out to a quick lead.
Oh, Ramazanov, nice fake step in, then through the short left hand. Pongsareev calling him forward, catch and counter. That is legal under these Muay Thai rules. 4-ounce gloves in use here. Knees, elbows, clinching, all the good stuff. Beautiful cross to jab combination there. Round kick from Ramazanov.
You can see Pongsareev's got a really tight guard, Michael. It's really hard to get through. You got to come up the middle with uppercuts and really start attacking the body, because see how high he lifts his hands? He defends his face really well. His legs and his body are going to be Ramazanov's really keys to taking this first round. But he's also a lot more active. Look how much volume he's already throwing.
It's that triangled guard of Pongsareev. You see the way the fists are closer together, then the elbows flare out from the body, creating that triangle. And III-lD Ramazanov looking to expose that. Teep kick sends Pongsareev backwards.
See, that's what he needs to do. He needs to go to the body. I'd like to see him start digging to the body with those hands as well. But because of the long-range style, see how he's in and out? He basically takes a big step forward to cover the distance because he's so far out of range. But that's going to make it really difficult for Pongsareev really to have any sort of offense. Because if you're in Ramazanov's kicking range, I mean, what's Pongsareev going to do? Send a telegram to him to try to hit him? He can't get anywhere near him.
There's just no short range, though, for Ramazanov. Everything he does is at full extension. Downward strike there off the right hand. Circles counterclockwise now. Good counter right hand to the top of Pongsareev's head. There's one of the forearms. Pongsareev tries to return the favor. Looking to cut off the circle, but to no avail.
I like the stance switches. See how he comes forward? He steps forward with the feint, then switches stances to the next stance. Pongsareev needs to find this way to deal with this constant movement coming from Ramazanov. I wouldn't mind seeing him go to the legs. Just start beating on the legs, beating on the calf of Ramazanov.
Oh, the uppercut!
Boom!
The uppercut, the diesel piston off the right hand. Pongsareev's gone. It's good night, Irene. III-lD Ramazanov is back.
Wow, that was a thing of beauty. You gotta have the truck rewind that, because that uppercut was reaching for the stars on that. That was beautiful. How did he set that up? He is lightning fast. That was beautiful. In and out of range, coming forward, coming back, and boom! III-lD Rama, that's how you come back after a loss, Michael. That's how you do it.
His trainer Medi's and two all smiles as you saw. And that was just spectacular. Ramazanov is back. Oh, have a look at this.
Look at that, feints, those feints, and then the uppercut on the right hand touches him right on the butt, hitting that with the 2-punch, and then the third drops it, click, click, boom!
In 4-ounce gloves. Crazy. Oh, he's all smiles.
I would be too.
Oh, gee, that's one you want on your highlight reel, isn't it?
That's a 1-round KO of a very dangerous Muay Thai athlete.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Mr. Olivier Coste, has called a stop to this contest after 2 minutes and 39 seconds in the first round. For your winner, by way of knockout, III-lD Ramazanov.
The babyface killer, III-lD Ramazanov, knocks out Pongsareev. with the most beautiful uppercut you'd want to see. Absolute perfection. Take a look at this. Jab, cross, uppercut. 3-punch combination. Ponsari tries to get his feet, tries to regain his composure. The mind is willing, the body is not. Does the chicken dance here, and down he goes. And Olivia Koss says, yep, you are finished. Let's go to the Dragon now.
Alaverdi Ramazanov, you said I was going to be in for a surprise, and you delivered. How does it feel to be competing again in Muay Thai?
Обещали сюрприз, и вы его нам доставили. Как ощущение сейчас быть победителем?
Спасибо. Не знаю, у меня нету пока слов подходящих. Но я обещал, что вернусь. Babyface Killer comeback.
I have no words to describe what I'm currently feeling. I promised to come back, and here you go. Babyface is back.
The Babyface Killer has returned, and what a return it was. Thank you very much, the Babyface Killer, Alaverdi Ramazanov.
Alaverdi Ramazanov on a high after that spectacular uppercut KO. And folks, coming up next, our main event. And here they are about to make their way to the circle. Jared Brooks and the Thunder Kid, Lito Adewang. That when we return to One Championship Next Gen 3.
Blood, sweat, tears dripping as I'm inclining. 24/7 is daily. The reason they pay me. The first one and last one I'm out of the building, cause what I've been building is crazy. This, that, hard work over my state, built different. All day average, no time. I miss you.
Oh, is it over?
It's underneath.
Oh, the twist! Oh, she's tapped out. Wow, what a finish!
And here comes Zhong Junnan. The right hand smacks back with a kisser, toe to toe. Oh, the big kibosh! It's good! Night freaking Irene!
Oh, look at Joshua Pasha, look at what he did to the arm!
Pasha tapped him out! Oh!
He's in deep on that choke. Done!
DJ's hurt! It's good night, Irene! That's the right hand! Smack bang! Treviano's done it!
What a finish!
Oh!
Those shots!
Oh, he finds him! The right hand! It's the Tan Lee revelry in Singapore! Oh, he got tagged! What a year for old Krayun! Here comes Emersov! House on fire! This crowd going nuts! It's deafening! Here's the heavy artillery! Rana Jarina! It's an Indian world champion! And his name is Arjun Bulla!
They got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money. The pressure be calling. Left on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression. It's all that I wanted. The phone in affection. I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money. The pressure be calling. Left on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage.
Welcome back to Singapore. You're watching One Championship Next Gen 3. We're coming up next, brought to you by JBL. Dare to listen. Our main event, the Thunder Kid Lito Adewang versus Jared Brooks.
I have the utmost confidence that I can beat Lito Adewang and the top 5.
Oh, smack bang! Smack bang!
Super confident. Yun ang big mistake niya.
Fourth hammer coming down. It's good night, Irene.
It's gonna be a tough outing for you if it gets on the ground.
Boom, shakalaka.
We'll see if he can apply his wrestling on me.
Lito Adewang, a house on fire.
Hexagata want to control me or submit me in the ground, but I defended all his takedowns.
I've been wrestling my whole life, and I go against some of the best grapplers in the world over in Michigan, so good luck, Lito.
I want to finish Jared Brooks.
Now the aggression!
I plan on giving him a good American butt whooping.
Jared Brooks making his One Championship debut. What a moment here for the man with a 16-2 record, who says he will run through the entire strawweight division.
King in my city, wear the crown. Gotta check, need another now. I can never get enough.
Representing the United States of America, Jared the Monkey God Brooks.
Jared Brooks knows that beating Lito Adewang tonight is his fast track to the top 5 in a very heated strawweight division. But he's cocky, brash, confident of beating everyone in the top 5. Says he's a nightmare matchup for anyone in Team Lakai. Says he'll take care of Lito Adewang and set his sights on Joshua Parcio. Mitch, he said to us he's going to run through everybody in the division.
He said that because he's run through pretty much everybody he's ever faced. Jared Brooks is an exciting mixed martial artist, ladies and gentlemen. I am really looking forward to him taking on Lito Adewang here tonight. He's got 16 wins and only 2 losses. One of those losses was a split decision to Davison Figueroa. The last loss that he had, the only way to beat this guy is for him to do it himself. He knocked himself out, Michael, with a KO slam. It was crazy. But his keys to victory here tonight are gonna be to slow down Lito Adewang. Lito Adewang is one of the most explosive athletes in all of One Championship.
They call him the Thunder Kid, with the glorious mullet cascading down his shoulders. They say he's the mixed martial arts equivalent of a rod tongue, a guy who never stops coming forward and doesn't look just to knock out opponents, looks to absolutely obliterate them. Can Lito Adewang bring the Thunder to Singapore tonight?
Representing the Philippines, Lito Thunder Kid Adewang.
The next big thing from Team Lakai in Baguio City in the Philippines. The Thunder Kid Lito Adewang, coming off 2 wins in a row, 9 wins in his last 10. Just got into the strawweight top 5 and he wants to stay there. A massive 85% finishing rate, 7 knockouts, 4 submissions. Believes he will finish Jared Brooks and believes he will silence the brash talk of Jared Brooks.
Ooh, Lito Adewang is explosiveness. If you look up Lito Adewang in the dictionary, explosiveness is what you're gonna see. This man puts it on you when he gets you hurt. He's jumping all over Punk Siri with the big ground and pound. Look at that, one-hitter quitter against Kawahara. Caught him coming in. Lito Adewang is nasty on the feet, but he's also got a submission game too. He is a legitimate threat if this thing hits the ground. He's got that scarf hold against Ikeda. He's got that Kimura against Punk Siri. He's really looked sharp. He did stumble against Minowa, and that's what cost him his spot in the rankings. But then he bounced right back into the top 5 with wins over Hirshigeru and Kawahara. His keys to victory in this matchup are gonna be, if this thing hits the mat, he needs to move. He has to scramble, because when he is moving, that's when he catches those submissions. If he does get held down, he needs to be in a position where he can strike. He said he knows this match is gonna hit the ground. It's inevitable that Jared Brooks is gonna be able to get him down in 15 minutes unless I can knock him out in the first round. If he is on the ground, he has to be able to strike. He has to be able to throw those elbows and hammer fists, Michael.
It is the main event we have all been waiting for. After all the talk, both these men need to walk the walk. The Philippines versus the USA. Sunda versus wrestling. 2 centimeters taller is Lito Adewang. Our global rule set, the bout will be judged as a 15-minute whole and not as 3 individual rounds. Knees to the head of a grounded opponent are legal. Here's Dom Lau.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. 3 rounds of 5 minutes in a 1 strawweight mixed martial arts contest. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, he stands at 160 centimeters tall, holding a mixed martial arts record of 16 wins and 2 losses. Training out of Mesh Fight Team, representing the United States of America. Stepping into action is Jared the Monkey God Brooks. And introducing his opponent out of the right corner, he stands at 162 centimeters tall, holding a mixed martial arts record of 13 wins and 3 losses. Training out of Team Lakai, representing the Philippines. Get ready for Lito Thunder Kid Adewang. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Mr. Olivier Coste.
All right, guys, watch out for the headbutt, low blow, back of the head and spine. You both know the rules, 5 fair, 5 clean. Touch glove if you want, and back your corner.
The intensity on Jared Brooks. He could make Coffee nervous. Final instructions from the boss, Olivier Coste, from inside the Singapore Indoor Stadium. Our main event of NEXTGEN 3.
Ready? Choke!
They're raring to go. It's as if they've both been let off the leash. And here we are. Brooks on the outside early, circling a lot. Thought about spinning with a back kick then. Lito tries to hook him off the lead hand. You can feel the energy between these two, Dragon, and a takedown there from Jared Brooks.
Yep, Brooks was able to utilize that energy, Michael, to put Lito Adewang on his back. Now it's important for Lito to keep moving. He's got an overhook on Jared's left arm. Let's see what he can do with it. He might be trying to transition into an omoplata, which is a shoulder lock, but Brooks, he says he's been working a lot with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu athletes, really fine-tuning his submission game and submission defense to make sure none of these submissions that Adewang's gonna threaten with are gonna become a problem. I like the overhook by Lito Adewang. Big takedown.
Beautifully done there from Jared Brooks. A second takedown from the American inside the first minute. Close guard here from Lito.
Brooks is strong, easily picks up Lito Adewang because of that overhook on the right side of Lito Adewang. Let's see what Lito can do with this. He's got to create a little bit more movement, maybe abandon that overhook and create some movement up against that wall. Put his feet on the hips and start working away. This is not a good spot to be in against Jared Brooks. Jared Brooks has a very aggressive ground and pound game. He might be looking to punch his way past the guard and then look for a finish.
Gets the arm out, drops an elbow to the orbital there. Does Jared Brooks another one. Forearms raking across the mandible now of Adewang. You can hear Jared grunting behind these strikes.
Good frame there. You can see how he's framing off the arm to keep control so he can deliver the elbows. That's a good way to deliver ground and pound without really breaking your posture. He's staying nice and tight, not allowing Lito to create a lot of movement. You can see Lito's trying to get a possible butterfly hook with his right leg, but Jared shut that down with his knee positioning. See, you can see what Lito's trying to do. He's trying to get his right leg underneath the leg of Jared to create possibly a sweep or at least some elevation on the hips, but Jared is wise to it, and he's keeping his knees exactly where he needs to be to eliminate that. A lot of experience on the grappling side coming from Jared Brooks right now.
What would they be telling Lito to do right here, Dragon?
You can see he was trying to get his back up against the wall, right? So that's good because he can use the wall to work his way back up. But just as he tried to do that, Jared turned him to his right and put him flat on the mat. Jared just smothers people.
So fast and precise with the elbows. Jared Brooks tries to curl in the right knuckles now. Switches to the left hand. And with every strike he throws, you hear that key eye from Jared Brooks. The corner applauding the elbows of Jared Brooks. Cracks another one to the side of the head. Just measuring Lito Adewang. Brooks trying to open up a place in the top 5 and take Lito out of there. Lito appearing in the top 5 for the first time.
Yeah, Jared Brooks is bringing a wrestling pedigree into one championship that not a lot of strawweights have seen. He's an Indiana State wrestling champion, so he is a high-level grappler, and this game is something that a lot of the strawweights are going to have to deal with, getting taken down and then getting beat on from this position. Adewang is very explosive. He's doing good job by putting his feet on the hips to create that movement, but Jared was all over him. Now Lito's going to try to use that wall, try to utilize that post. You can see Jared's trying to suck the arm away to eliminate that post and drive him back to the ground, but Lito did a great job of getting back up.
Lito breaks off, and now he's got distance to work the strikes. And he barks at Jared and sends him back with a nice kick off the right leg.
He's like, I did it.
35 seconds to go in the first round. It's been a good opening round for Brooks, but Lito can do some damage if he can land the strikes. The uppercut from the Thunder Kid, nicely done. He stuck him with it.
Oh,
and
that
Brooks
uppercut. That uppercut, Michael. He's also got a big left hook. Jared knows just how dangerous Lito Adewang is, especially when he closes that distance to look for that takedown. He's got beautiful uppercuts and awesome, dynamic, explosive hooks.
Final 10 seconds. Adewang measuring the right hand again here. It's the high right round kick he goes for, and Jared says, you've got to do better than that, fella. Into the first round. Love it, Dragon.
Yeah, this is how it started at the beginning of the first 5. Beautiful duck under. You could see Lito was loading up that right hand, and Brooks ducked underneath it for that double leg. Here's that another big takedown. That's a body slam takedown right there. Big movements, big explosiveness coming from the guy who was actually supposed to be the grappler. Then the other explosive guy is Lito Adewang. So this is shaping up to be the tilt that we knew it was going to be, Michael.
His hands are completely down. Hey, that lead hook, 2, go into your shot, all good.
Instructions in the corner of Brooks. They were using the end swell in the corner of Lito Adewang. Cole just slightly constricts the capillaries to reduce any ancillary swelling around the face. And here we go, second of 3 in our main event. Adewang in the red, Brooks in the black. Philippines versus the USA. Lots of movement from the American.
Brooks nice and light on the feet.
Nice. I like the counter right hand. Shoots in for a takedown. Sprawls out as Lito.
That shot was from a really long ways away, but it seemed like it was such a long shot. He was still able to slide in.
It was like he was on a water slide.
Yeah, like a slip and slide right into the double leg. And he was able to suck those legs in. Lito's got to work his way back up. He does not want to sit around here and play. He had his back against the wall, but Brooks slid his hips away to keep him flat on the mat. This is what Adewang said he wanted to do. He said he wanted to throw elbows and hammer fists if he was on the bottom. But the way that Brooks has him pressed up against the cage, it's hard for Adewang to create the space and to really start delivering strikes that land with any sort of impact.
You know, Mitch, we saw Alex Silva earlier on, and we'll talk about the BJJ prowess of Silva and how he works to tap you out. But it's got to be just so physically depleting to have a wrestler of this high caliber on top of you, grinding away like Brooks is doing on Lito Adewang.
Yeah, it's
a completely different form of punishment.
It's debilitating and it's also demoralizing when you're trying everything that you've used in training to get up and it's worked, and it's just failing you in competition. And you can see how he's trying to create the little angles with his legs, like he's trying to put his legs into position, trying to get his feet on the hips, trying to create butterfly hooks. See, he was trying right there. Now he's got it. Jared's trying to step over that, right? Now this is where Adewang could possibly create a little bit of movement. You tried to switch over, but Jared's just so good at controlling the hips, right? The way that he's able to distribute weight and sort of just ride what Adewang is doing, it's really hard to deal with.
Can Lito possibly find a way back to his feet? Yes, he can.
But he gets jumped on. Immediately, Brooks jumps on the neck as Adewang works his way back up to the feet. Now he's just hanging there.
That's got to take a toll on the neck of Lito Adewang. Some knees now from Brooks. Leg kick from Lito. And he gets some distance.
If he slips up, go right back to your level change.
Give me enough.
So groin strike accidental there from Lito, and is maybe a cut on the hairline of Lito Adewang, who has suffered some damage courtesy of those ground and pound elbows from Jared Brooks.
Yeah, this break's gonna actually be, you know, in the favor of Lito Adewang. I think he's gonna have a chance to kind of recollect himself, rethink his strategy, especially when it comes to takedown defense. He's, again, an athlete called the referee into the, yeah, it looked like it could have been the knee right there.
So some recovery time here for Jared Brooks, who was allowed the duration of a round of up to 5 minutes for medical treatment and recovery. When you get hit in the groin, nerve signals get launched to the brain at a speed of around 265 miles an hour.
Ready, catch, right? That's it. Go back over there. Here, let's go, same position.
To give you an insight as to what
same position.
Brooks was experiencing.
Same position, same position. Let's go.
Right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Let's go, let's go, let's
will
go.
recommence them from the position they were in.
Yes. Okay, you guys. Okay, time. You guys good? Yep. All right, let's go.
And we're back over. Shoots down for a double.
Nice level change there, thrown by Jared Brooks as he drops down, attacks the legs.
Boom, shakalaka. Nicely done from Jared again.
Picks him up, puts him down, and immediately triangles the leg and works his way into mount. That's high-level grappling right there, Michael. Steps over, Adewang's gonna try to do something, but gives up an arm triangle in the process.
Catch.
Now Brooks is gonna drive his shoulder basically into the neck and arm of Lito Adewang.
He taps out, it's good night, Irene. Jared Brooks starts his journey. Whoa, how about that? Jared Brooks. And now you know why he says he's going to run through the entire division. Why he's got his sights set on Lito's training partner, world champion Joshua Parcio. Mitch, that was impressive.
Very impressive, high-level grappling right there. He got the takedown. You saw him change levels, locked up the legs, immediately passed into mount, and then he got the arm triangle, got his head in the perfect position, applied that squeeze, dropped the weight down, got the tap.
All right, let's go to Tom Lau to put this one in the record books as the journey has begun for Jared Brooks.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Mr. Olivier Coste, has called a stop to this contest after 3 minutes and 7 seconds in the second round. For your winner, by way of arm triangle, Jared Brooks!
There's the respect. Great spirit between them both. Jared Brooks is absolutely pumped. Have you ever seen someone so hyped after a debut win as Jared Brooks? 17-2 now the career record. One of those losses, as Mitch said, he knocked himself out. And he's coming for the entire division. And it began with the man that Mitch is going to speak to right now.
III-lD1, you knew this match was going to hit the ground, but did you expect him to be that strong in the grappling exchanges?
Yeah. This night is not my night again. I got a learning experience. And I had him. I know he's tired. I can feel he's tired. It's just, that's his last move already there. But yeah, I got caught. That's it. Congrats to Jared Brooks.
Well, there's an old saying that says you don't really lose, you only learn. So what did you learn in this matchup here tonight?
I learned to just push it, man. Push it. Don't wait for the opportunity. I know he's gonna tired soon. And yeah, that's it. That's after that guillotine. I know he's tired. I know it is. Honestly, man. I know I hit your thigh, and then he said I hit this. I hit him low blow, but it's. Whew, I almost had it, man.
Well, you almost did have it, and we look forward to your return. You're always exciting, III-lD1.
Yeah.
Disappointed III-lD1, and as he said, plenty to learn from on that occasion, but Jared Brooks was a cut above. The groundwork was superb. It was just an onslaught from Brooks, and the finish was immaculate. He is now with Mitch Chilson.
Mr. Jared Brooks, you just did exactly what you told me earlier this week you were going to do. How do you feel, my friend?
Mitch, pinch me, man. I feel like I'm dreaming. The utmost respect to III-lD1. I mean, before I even got into one, I was watching Lito. I followed him, and I had to unfollow him because I didn't want him to think that I was a fan. So, yeah, it's crazy for me, man. I have no words, bro.
Well, you just took out the number 5 contender in the strawweight division. So what's your message to the rest of the top 5?
Well, I think Hevar MMA is on my list next. We were supposed to fight November 12th. This is 2 fights that he hasn't been able to fight with me. So yeah, Hevar MMA, I think that you should step in this cage with me and let's do a little dance. But yeah, besides that, I think that Joshua Pasio needs to be put on notice. The whole strawweight division is put on notice at this point. I mean, I don't want to seem too cocky, but I do think I am the best in the world, and that's why I beat III-lD1 tonight.
Well, it looks like you're very emotional. The post-fight celebration was highly impactful. What's going through your mind right now?
Mitch, I got here 2 days ago, man. I'm dizzy. I'm not my best fighting self right now. So, I mean, you know, I was talking to God. I was talking to myself in my sleep last night, and you know, just trying to keep myself in a positive mood. I don't know what it's like for other fighters when they have jet lag, but coming to the East, it's the beast, man. And yeah, I've been through a lot in these past 3 days just trying to get here. So it means a lot for me to just come in here and fight for the biggest organization in the world. And thank you so much, Chatri. Thank you so much, Matt Hume, and thank you guys, everybody that's involved with this organization. It's huge, and it's huge for me to be a part of it, and to get a finish like this, it's a dream come true. Like I said, pinch me, man.
Well, I can't wait to see an improved Jared Brooks return to the circle. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Jared Brooks.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys.
An emotional night for Jared Brooks on debut in one championship, and he puts the champion Joshua Pasio on notice. Mitch, it wraps up a spectacular night that was Next Gen 3.
Oh man, it just keeps getting better and better in this Next Gen series.
From myself, Michael Chiavello, and the Dragon Mitch Chilson, we'll catch you next time. So long for now.